Cue the music. Wow, we got people popping in already.
Hey, hey.
So, hey, Meerkat, welcome. This is episode 49 of the Nooner. Michael Cirillo, can you believe we're at 49 episodes already?
49, man. I feel like just yesterday you were bouncing this idea off me.
Right?
Yeah.
We got a guest today, kids. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to effectively try and break the internet. My guy, Michael Cirillo, I'm going to interview him. We're going to be talking about marketing mindsets today. But here's the thing. He's periscoping this interview up in Canada. So Meerkat and Periscope had a baby. What do you think we're going to get?
Yes.
All right. So while some people are showing up, Joe Hart, thanks for being here. Appreciate the favors and the restreams in advance. Laura, hey, welcome. Thank you. Make sure that we throw some hearts and some restreams. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for hanging out. That's right, D-Truckin', my guy, Truckin' Life. All right, so let's get this bad boy started because I know my guy back here over my shoulder is a busy man, and I don't want to waste any time. So let me introduce myself to you. For those of you just joining, this is the Nooner. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, I'm coming in at 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, and I'm going to be dropping a noontime nugget about sales, business, and or life. Today, we're getting 3 nuggets. Okay, so if you need to fasten your seatbelts for that, please do so. We're going to be looking at marketing mindset. So who am I? What am I talking about? Well, every single day I want to come in here at noon and give you some marketing mindset. So who am I? What am I talking about? Well, every single day I want to come in here at noon and give you some motivation to take you through to the rest of your day. Coffee might be wearing off. You've had some lunch. You've had fuel for your body. I'm going to give you some fuel for your mind to take you through into the rest of your day and your week, month, year, life. Okay, so I'm David Bradley. I'm a sales and marketing manager with Grant Cardone. Been doing that since March of 2011. Our company, Cardone Training Technologies, we increase production in companies large and small, 15 to 30%, simply by helping them find and then handle missed opportunity. 75% of what we do here is 100% free. If I can be of service to you or your business, please reach out to me, david@grantcardone.com or 310-777-0352. I'm also the author of a book called How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. I smoked cigarettes for just over 15 years, could not figure out how to quit, but I found a way to stop, and that book details all of that. You can get more on that at stopnoquit.com. Third thing, I'm the founder of a hashtag called Rich Man's Gym. This is a hashtag I'm starting, which will be a book sooner rather than later, all on home-based strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. So this is the Nooner. Hey, Lydia, appreciate you being here. Hang out because we're going to drop some juicy nuggets. And just so you know, Lydia, you inspired this. So I saw you do some interviews, and I thought, hey, if that good-looking lady can do interviews on Meerkat, this not-so-good-looking guy can do interviews on Meerkat with this good-looking guy right back here. So welcome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the inspiration. So who is this guy? I got a little froggy here. Right behind me is Michael Cirillo. He is the, well, why me talk? I'm going to let him talk. So Michael, welcome.
Thanks, man. What's going on?
Not much. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us today. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
All right, so like you heard David say, my name is Michael Cirillo. I am the founder and president of a digital marketing agency in Canada with clients now spanning the globe, which is phenomenal. I'm the best-selling author of a book titled Don't Wait, Dominate, and I have a podcast that is listened to by about 50 to 60,000 people a month in over 55 countries around the world. And really, you know what we're all about is helping people thrive and rise above the clutter when it comes to online marketing.
Love it. So
yeah.
How did you get started doing that?
Well, you know what? Since we're talking about small business today, I think this is kind of an interesting topic. Like many people likely watching right now, I got into digital marketing out of straight necessity. So, you know, my background is in marketing, but it's also in sound engineering, if you can believe it. I started in the music business, and, you know, I decided to join up with my family business. There was a necessity to get online. There was a necessity to kind of evolve with our consumer base. And, you know, just a matter of keeping food on the table is really how I started to kind of get into things. And as time progressed, the family business kind of died down a little bit, and we decided to reformat some stuff and adapt. And I took the lead when it came to digital marketing. And I mean, from there, as you can imagine, with so much being out of necessity, right, sink or swim, I just had a willingness to kind of do whatever it took to make sure that we float. Not just freaking sink or swim, but like float above the water, like hydroplanes. So
Yeah.
That's how I got into it. It's not a super glamorous. I don't have the cool story of my parents invested their last 25 cents into like nothing like that, nothing spectacular.
I walked to school uphill both ways, barefoot in the snow.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's also not the extreme opposite where it's like, I'm the product of a trust fund, and none of that, right? We had a dream and a vision. We wanted to make it happen, and most importantly, kind of carve out a place for ourselves in our chosen niche, where we can make some big things happen and have a positive impact on people.
Dude, that's cool, man. So with that in mind, so you transitioned from, sound guy, now we're in marketing. What do you enjoy most about what you do right now? Like, what is the most fulfilling aspect? Like, what is it that gets you into the office every morning?
That's a great question. I think when I get messages at 2 a.m. from the other side of the planet where somebody said, hey, I just read your book, or I read a blog post, or I saw that social post, whatever it might be, and you really got me thinking, and it's really transformed the way I do business. I'm following you on Facebook, and I love everything you're putting out. I mean, how does that not motivate somebody? And so I come into the office every day almost with a sense of accountability to the people that are, following me, to say, how can I improve their life today, and how can I make their jobs easier, and how can I, enlighten them so that they can make big things happen for themselves. Yeah.
Have you seen any of the interviews that Grant's been doing with Bob Duggan?
Yeah.
So I love when they're talking about, like, Bob's like, don't just make a difference, make a difference for the better. And it sounds like that's what you actually get a chance to do every day. You froze.
Yeah, that's the individual that I'm trying to impact on the same way. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, we had you freeze for a second.
Technology.
That's right. Well, see, I told you we're going to break the internet today.
We are breaking the internet, man. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. I got you full on. So we were just...
What I was saying was, what's the point of making a difference for the sake of making a difference if it kind of keeps both of you on the same line?
Right. Like, I can punch you in the face, and that makes a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it didn't improve my situation at all.
At all. No, none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. Good. Hey, Marco, thank you for being here. Appreciate the favors in the restream. So the last thing I want to ask before we dig into these top 3 marketing mindsets is, what do you think, ultimately, what is the key separation between you, Flex Dealer, Playbook, all of the things that make you guys, what separates you from every other marketing company out there?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. The funny thing is, the way I'm going to answer it is going to sound like the same jargon that everybody else says, but I'm going to preface what I'm about to say with one phrase, and that is, the proof of ability is in results. Beware of wolves in sheep's clothing and all those sorts of things, and that's really what makes what I'm about to say the norm jargon kind of steam in the industry. But really what it comes down to is always striving for transparency first, making sure that the people we work with understand that we have an accountability and a stewardship for the hard-earned dollars that they give us. And that transforms kind of the relationship, that we have with people. The second thing is that we can either get you the results that we say we're going to get you, or we're not. So there's a bit of an integrity issue there as well. Those that work with us can really, they really do see that Disney experience once they started working with us, because it's that we're so passionate about delivering what we say we're going to deliver, about having an open communication with our partners. We don't like that vendor client concept. We're partners. Let's make big things happen together. And then I think the last thing is education. And this kind of ties into the transparency thing, but we don't feel threatened in any sense of the imagination to educate and empower people to be able to do things themselves. And a lot of people go like, how do you do that? I mean, how can you give away so much free information? How can you give away information that divulges the trade secrets and have that not be a negative impact on your business? And I'll tell you what, we really do subscribe to, the late Zig Ziglar's philosophy, which is help other people achieve success, and you will achieve success.
Yeah.
And we've just proven that works time and time again. So that's really what makes us different. Again, all predicated upon the proof of ability is in results. You'll be able to tell the instant you start working with us whether things are going to be different or not.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
So for those of you in the Meerkat world, if you're catching the rebroadcast of this up on YouTube, I wrote down like key words that I was hearing from him that made a ton of sense. Which he talks about transparency and stewardship and relationship and results, integrity, education, and empowerment. So if you have needs in terms of marketing, this is the guy to reach out to. How do people get a hold of you?
Yeah, so you can hit me up, email mc@michaelacirillo.com. That's Cirillo, CIRILLO.com. So mc@michaelacirillo.com. And I love hearing from people, even if they just want to bounce some ideas off me. I truthfully, the way I function is, I would rather people experience the proof of the results before they decide, and that kind of becomes the deciding, whether or not they're going to decide to work with me or not. So I love bouncing ideas and brainstorming with people and giving them some advice or, tips, tricks, strategies, all that kind of stuff before they even decide to work with me.
Brilliant. So
yeah.
Let's dig into this. So let's just let's say I've got a widget business, a small widget business, and
Yep.
I want to market myself better. I need marketing, right? Like you can't, so a couple of people hanging out with us like right now. I know Laura, you've got a small business. Marco's got a small business. Who just joined us too? Let me just. Mark Charles Hardy. Hey, he's a blogger for HuffPost. Hey, well, thank you for being here, man.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, whatever questions you've got about marketing, feel free to leave a comment down below because we will be taking questions in a little bit. But so if I'm a small business guy and where do I start? Like, is it because in our company we talk about the 3 A's for success. It's A cubed, it's attitude, it's approach, it's action. Like you need those 3 things to be successful. I want to be successful in my business, and I know marketing is a key component to that.
Yeah.
How do I get my head right around it first? What?
Yeah. Okay. So I love this. Okay. This is stuff that I'm really super passionate about. When you think about it, marketing, unless you go to a marketing course or a marketing program in school,
right?
You really don't learn much about marketing. And I think about this all the time. Doctors, lawyers, dentists, fitness instructors.
Yeah.
So many people
Chiropractors.
out there, whose company is dependent upon marketing and they have no clue or they didn't learn any of the fundamentals of marketing. Well, that's not to suggest that it's not possible, but I wanted to just point that out because before you get into the online world, everything that's going to make successful marketing for your business happens offline first.
Okay.
It took me a little while to understand that online marketing isn't just about promoting who you want to be or kind of putting up a facade. It's about being genuine more than ever. It's about being genuinely who you are and sincerely passionate about what you're passionate about. I mean, anybody can go out now and get a photographer or a videographer and make themselves look like they're at the same level as Grant Cardone. They can do webisodes and TV shows and all those sorts of things. Everything's super exciting. But the reality of it is, if you haven't identified the first thing I want to share with you, then it's going to be a rough go. So the first thing is this: you need to take a step back and identify why you are in business to begin with. And I know for some people that starts out with, well, I'm sick of working for people. I want to start my own thing. I might have this passion about something, or I have an idea that I think I can make money in. But when you really look at it, I spoke to recently. I was in Charlotte speaking to a group of small business owners, medium business owners, and sales professionals, and I simply asked that question: why are you in business? I mean, you can imagine what the responses were. Very probably what you would traditionally expect. Well, to sell more products and services, to make more money. And I just said, look, I'd like to submit to you guys that if that's the reason you are in business, you're going to struggle making money and you're going to struggle selling your product.
Yeah.
And so for me, the key word here is why. And you need to take a step back. If you're already in the grind, the day-to-day hustle of your business, you need to take a step back, take a time out, take inventory, and clearly define why you're doing what you're doing. Why did you choose this business? Why are you getting out of bed in the morning? I mean, it sounds kind of crazy. We're talking digital marketing and online marketing and all those sorts of things here and the top 3 marketing mindsets, but this is really, really crucial. This is the foundation of all of your success. So there's something that I call a 99.9% why statement. And, you know, before my business really launched, I had to do the same exercise where I'd sit down with a piece of paper and I just had to clearly identify within myself, what is my 99.9% why statement? The reason I call it that is because throughout the day and throughout your journey and your pursuit for success with your company and with your brand or whatever it is that you're trying to promote, you're going to be faced with, 75% obstacles. They're going to have a magnitude of 75% and 80%. Some of them might even be 90 or 95% obstacles.
Yeah.
And the only way for you to be able to face those obstacles and pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and continue
Start all over again
success is to have a 99% reason why, a 99.9% reason why. So that's the first thing that I'd share with you is you need to know why you're in business, and that why needs to be 99% solid.
That in itself is a nugget. So for those of you, if you're taking notes, write that down, because what I'm hearing from that though is like 99.9% why statement. So you get 0.1% of doubt, right? You froze, or are you messing with me now? You froze for real.
Yeah.
Are you back? You're back.
Hi.
Hey. All right. Sweet.
How are
you?
So what I was saying to that, you said 1.1% doubt.
Yeah, and I think that's important because doesn't everybody have some?
Everybody, dude. I've been faced with doubt today. That's one of those 50%, 70% obstacles.
Yeah.
But here's what I would submit to you guys, okay? Doubt your doubts before you doubt your reason why. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again.
Doubt your doubts.
Doubt your doubts.
Before you doubt your reason why. Before you doubt your vision. Before you doubt what you think you might be able to accomplish. Doubt your freaking doubts, because that's exactly what they are. They're doubts. Why would you ever succumb to them?
Doesn't mean it's real. Not going to keep you from doing it.
Dude, it's not real. Maybe it is real, but who cares? You know, I love that there's an interview out there with Will Smith. You can look it up on YouTube. He gets real metaphysical in it, but you know, he basically says, look, 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4. 2 + 2 equals whatever the freak I want it to equal.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing here. You need to identify why you're in business, and that's what's going to carry you through your doubts. That's what's going to help you face the obstacles of marketing your business. And here's what I'd submit to you along these lines is, one of your big reasons why should be that you want to enrich and enhance someone's life.
Make a difference for the better.
Make a difference for the better.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, you're not just a marketer. You're not just a lawyer or a doctor or a freaking whatever, a candlestick maker. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You need to be centered in on the reason why you're doing that. And I submit to you guys, if the reason why you're doing those things is to enrich and enhance someone's life, you will have a fresh supply of opportunities in front of you that will help take you from point A to your definition of success.
Man, that was really strong. Dave Morris, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. We're talking to Michael Cirillo today, CEO El Queso Grande of Flex Dealer. We were talking about 3 marketing mindsets. We just dropped the first marketing mindset, which was a nugget in itself, which is just basically know your why. Why are you in business? Be very, very clear on what you're doing every single day, why you're here. So if you're a small business and you're in marketing, man, have your why 99.9% wrote, dialed in, part of you. And make sure, I think what I'm taking from this too is that make sure that it means something more than, it's bigger than, I want to make a bunch of money.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
right? Like there's more to it than just cheddar, right?
If success is predicated upon money for you, have fun being in the middle class.
Yeah. Because even if you look, right, because even if you look at what Grant does, Grant is not in this deal just for the money anymore. In fact, I don't think he ever has been. You know, and
Look,
like...
money is the natural byproduct of caring about somebody.
Yeah.
About aligning their need, their problem, with a solution. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, even Grant Cardone talks about how service is senior to selling.
Mm-hmm.
And the genius of that is that when you know why you're doing what you're doing, and your actions and your character traits and your persona matches and aligns with your reason why, you'll have people flooding to you. You'll become the credible... I mean, look, that's how Grant did it.
Yep.
Grant did it because he cared about people. From the last time I watched anything of his, he mentioned that his definition of success, his goal, is to help 7 million entrepreneurs. Where in that does he say, I want more money?
Right.
The money... He's at a point now where he can't turn the money off, even if he tried.
Yeah.
Because it keeps coming, because he keeps impacting people's lives. So it doesn't matter if you're selling cars. It doesn't matter if you're, you know, whatever, right? We all love those positive stories we see on Facebook and YouTube where someone did something kind for somebody else. Well, you're doing something kind for somebody when you provide them information that will enrich and enhance their life. And that's kind of how it spills into the online. Why are you in business? Well, we're going to get to that in a minute, but you're in business to help people.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Money's the natural byproduct of helping somebody.
So for those of you hanging out on Meerkat, if you've got a question for Michael, feel free to throw it in there. You can certainly ask him that. But so we've talked about our number 1 mindset. What's number 2?
So number 2 is also offline before it goes online and before it even gets out to the public. And that is, once you know why you're doing what you're doing, you need to take the time and create your core values, right?
Okay.
Core values are such an integral part of who you are. They're a quick way that you can separate yourself. Think about your competition right now. Does anybody know what they stand for? Does anybody know what their core values are? I look at my own competition in my arena, and the core values are nowhere to be found.
Yeah. I think they talk about it a lot.
They say it because it makes them feel good.
Right.
Dude, it's the same reason why people say they work on a team when there's no, like, evidence of teamwork. They just like the word team. It makes them all, you know, I'm all warm and fuzzy. I'm on a team.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, so I've got, you know, we got core values. Okay, cool. Can you name one of them?
Right.
But listen, I'll tell you what. I mean, my agency, we spend so much time in our core values. In fact, I tell everybody, from new hires to when I'm doing a presentation, it doesn't matter. I tell people that we grow our team based on compatibility to the core values of the company.
Mm.
And I'll tell you what, that makes a huge difference when it comes to marketing the business, because it's an easy differentiator. Look, if nobody's talking about their core values and nobody knows what your competitors stand for, one of the easiest things for you to do is create your core values and let people know what they are. So when you look at my agency, look, these are not revelatory by any stretch of the imagination, but they're true to us. So, you know, things like strive for excellence, honesty and integrity. There's always more to learn. Create awesome. And not only just create
awesome.
Awesome, but why am I saying, look, one of the things that we'd love to accomplish here with you is a long-term relationship. If you're looking to just get in and get out, then we're probably not best suited to work together. And we want our actions. It's also an accountability mechanism for us, where we can say, look, if wanting long-term relationships is a sincere desire of ours as a company, then our actions should follow suit. You will be able to tell.
Right.
Right? So, one of the things I learned earlier on in my business, I'll tell you what, I mean, when I started to get really heavy into growing my business, one of the things that one of the mistakes that I made is that I spent too much time focusing on my competition in the wrong ways. I was chasing after them. I felt like they were so much further ahead than I was. Right?
Yeah.
And what happens, though, is subliminally, the more you chase the competition, the more like them you become, and the less you have to show why you're different.
Okay. See, so say that again, because I think that's really, really important. About, like, you don't chase your competition, man. Like, we don't do that in our company. We don't even talk about it. It's not even like, a discussion. It's like, man,
why compete when you can dominate?
Totally. You pull out as far ahead as you can. Make sure that your actions speak way louder than your words, and that you can back everything up that you say, and you just push. You want, in your industry, you want people to be competing for second place because you're so far ahead, like you're so way out in first that people they've already given up. Like if you look at Jordan, people said, I'm just going to see if I can be the second best basketball player out there, because he's got that part covered, and I ain't catching up.
And you know what they say about number 2? You're just the first loser.
Yeah. If you ain't first, you're last.
Look, core values, it's a simple thing. If you don't know what your core values are, I mean, take the time today, man. Sit down, pen to paper. What do I stand for? What do I stand against? What do I believe in? Okay, this is kind of give you the launching pad for the next thing that I wanted to share with you guys today. But it's such an easy thing. Simply, what isn't my competition doing? What do I do that they don't? Let's talk about that. Right?
Yeah.
So, you got time for one more or what?
Yeah, let's do one more, guys.
Okay, so a quick recap up to this point, right? So now you know why you're in business, why you're getting out of bed in the morning.
Assuming we don't break the internet.
I submit that it's to enrich and enhance somebody. Did we break? We're breaking the internet, guys.
We're breaking the internet.
Okay, so I'm back?
Yeah, sort of. You're a little blurry, but you're back.
Am I doing one of those yet? Okay, so check this out. So you know why you're in business, to enrich and enhance somebody's life. Align their problems with the things that you sell so that you're not building just a transactional relationship, but you're building a relationship of trust.
Yeah.
Then you've identified your core values and that you shouldn't be chasing your competition or else you're just going to become exactly like them.
Right.
Once you have those two pieces in place, the name of the game in the marketing mindset is that you need to overcome obscurity. And look, I'm in the exact same boat as everyone watching. And my day-to-day is making sure that I'm in front of more people's eyes. Speaking of interviews, I on the Dealer Playbook, I did an interview with Grant Cardone. And in that interview, he said something that really resonated with me. It stuck. At first, actually, I wanted to spank his mouth. And then I processed it. I internalized it. And I was like, oh, that's actually genius. He said, content isn't king. Okay? Content isn't king. Eyes are king. Eyes. Your eyes on me are king. The more eyes I can get on me, the more opportunity I have to share why I'm different, to let people know that I believe and stand for something and that I also stand against something. The more eyes I have on me, I can show people what makes me or my company or my brand unique. The more eyes I have on me, the more opportunities I have to show that I'm not chasing the competition, that I can stand on my own 2 feet. that I am somebody that can be trusted. And so, you know, the one thing that I'll say to this, and I think this is the genius about, this is the exciting thing about living in the digital age, is overcoming obscurity is not going to happen for everybody. Like, it just won't.
Right.
But here's what I will say. Today, more than ever in the history of mankind, does pretty much everyone have an equal opportunity to at least take a crack at it.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, you look at the percentage of our population that has access to a smartphone, which has a 1080p, high definition, 4K, whatever video on it. We're all plugged into social media. You look at like Facebook, for example. Over 50% of Canadians and well over 55% of Americans have an active Facebook account. The way Facebook measures an active account is logging in once a day. Think about that. You got like 300 and something million people in the States of America, and over 50, closer to 60% of you are signing into Facebook every freaking day.
Yeah.
Well, your grandpa, your granddaddy, he didn't have access to this. He wanted to be an actor. He had to save up his dimes to buy a bus ticket with a suitcase, you know, filled with like 2 pairs of underwear, and ride a bus across from down south. You had to head over from Tennessee to Hollywood, bus tables for 15 years before he got his first like extra role where he like walked in front of the camera for
Right.
3 seconds. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Today,
totally.
man, you know, the odds for people back in the day was so much more difficult. For us, it's still difficult, but we at least have an opportunity to take a crack at it like nobody has ever else had. And so your objective in your small business, whether you're a local business, an online business, it doesn't matter. Your objective is to pull yourself out of obscurity. And we've talked about 2 ways that you can do that. Look, if you're the brand, the entity or company that knows why you're in business, and if you can convey through your marketing that you do care about people or you care about your community, that goes a long way towards building relationships of trust, which I submit to you guys watching is a very sustainable way to be in business. If it's just a transactional relationship, customers are going to come and go. Your turnover is going to be incredibly high. Your customer retention is going to be down through the floor. And then if you know your core values, then you have something to actually show people why you're different. All goes again to building relationships of trust. And then from there, man, you need to let everybody know. I'd be hitting, you know, if you're a local business, I'd be hitting local media outlets, your newspaper, your local TV, you know, news station. I'd be creating news. I'd be on social media like a freak in nature, you know, for my community. I'd be involved in forums online. I'd be going to like town hall meetings. I'd be, you know, you're almost become a philanthropist in your own community for the things that you believe in. You get eyes on you.
Right.
That's how people get to know you. And kind of the same thing works online. It's being active on, you know, if you're a B2B business, it's being active on LinkedIn, and it's being involved in forums and groups. If you're, you know, mom and pop shop or an Etsy business, it's being active on Pinterest and Instagram. It's all about, and blogging, of course. I mean, it's all about getting yourself out there for more eyes.
Hey, we got a question coming in. Are you open to taking a question?
Let's do it.
Sweet. So Mark Charles Hardy, whose handle is @Kardashian, which I love. I can't believe, how'd you secure that? Like, you were the first one. Good job, Mark. So Mark wants to know, do I need a website for a small business?
Absolutely. No question. I mean, think about this. Your website is like Grand Central Station. Everything you do to promote yourself, whether it's on social media, so you got Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, freaking who knows, MySpace if you're a musician, all roads, all tracks should lead into your website in some way, shape, or form. Think about this, you know, and this is an awesome question. Every single day, millions of consumers are going online to learn about the things that you have to offer.
Yeah.
The problem is if the information doesn't exist and they can't find it, whether it's on your blog or on your website somewhere, you're leaving consumers to their own devices.
Right. Okay, so let's go small business. Right down the street from me, where I live, somebody just cracked open a shoe repair store.
Sure.
So if you were talking to a shoe repair store, that to me seems like, if they find me on Google, which is now the Yellow Pages replacement, isn't that all that they need, or what would is a shoe repair store like? What would they?
Yeah. So let me ask you this: if you have a pair of shoes that need to be repaired, I'll tell you right now from experience, I do actually have a pair of shoes that I don't want to part with that could use some repair.
Yeah.
I'm actually aware of a couple of places in the city I live in that do shoe repair. I have not given myself, like, it hasn't risen to the surface enough for me to actually take the time to park my car, plug the meter, walk in, talk to them, or even pick up the phone. What I want to do is I would love to just be able to go to Google and say, how much does it cost?
Yeah.
How much does shoe repairs cost?
How much is it going to cost? How long are you going to have my shoes for? Right.
How long are you going to have my shoes? What's the process? There are people out there that need that type of information to formulate their purchase decision. So imagine if nobody's presenting that information, they're in the same boat as me. Dude, it's going to be months and months and months before makes me sound lazy, but it's going to be months before I actually get myself to a position where on my list of priorities, I'll be able to pick up the phone and talk to them, or park my car and go into their storefront to see what it costs. But if I'm on my lunch break and that thought just pops into my head and I Google it and I get the information I'm looking for, that will compel me.
Yeah, and that's who's getting the business.
Take the next step. Oh, it's easy. They're only going to have my shoes for a day and a half, and it's only going to cost me $25. Boom.
Right.
Done.
Love it. Good deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a fantastic. Thank you for that question, Mark. Does anybody else want to pick this man's brain before we bounce out of here? This is your one chance. You can pick his brain. He's got a no nose picking policy, especially on Skype. But anything else you want? Well, probably not anything else, but you can definitely pick his brain while we're here. So, what other questions do we have from Mr. Cirillo? And while you guys are maybe typing something in, I just want to say thank you for doing this for us today. We really appreciate you being here. Any other questions, you guys? All right. Well, so, hey, this is clearly, I'm not paying him for this. He's doing this out of the goodness of his own heart. So I think truly he's living step number 2. So if you guys missed any of this and you want to catch up, get it back. If you can't really hit the rewind. So what do I got? This will be on YouTube later on, probably tomorrow. I'm going to be with clients for the rest of the afternoon, so I probably won't get a chance to put this up on YouTube today, but you'll get it up tomorrow. Thank you again, Michael Cirillo, for being here.
Yeah.
This has been episode 49 of The Nooner, where I'm coming in every weekday, Monday through Friday, Pacific Standard Time. We're dropping Noontime Nuggets about sales, business, or life. If you need help, what's the address for you?
mc@michaelacirillo.com. You can also hit me up on Twitter @MichaelACirillo.
Right on. I'm David Bradley, @David R. Bradley. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. This has been The Nooner, episode 49.